Welcome to Unleashed Podcast, where all are welcome. Now, here is your host, Pup Twigs.
Hey everyone, Pup Twigs here, Orlando, Florida, and joining me for this episode of Unleashed is where Pup Jack. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm so glad you could join me.
Of course. I've
So
just been spending all day painting, so
I've seen your activity online, so I know you've been busy with crafts, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I'd just like to find a little bit about you, and can you share just a little bit about your journey and what being part of not only the LGBTQIA plus community, but also the pup and critter community.
yeah. So I started kind of getting into pup stuff around college, and at
Okay.
that point in time, when you're under the age of 21, it's kind of hard to get into the gay community or at least experience gay experiences.
Yeah.
Um, so I kind of just jumped headfirst in with the pup stuff, and then as soon as that happened, I was a go-go boy at Savoy. Then I started the whole pup events with the Hound Pound.
Mm-hmm.
And then ever since then, I've just kind of had a bunch of friends, and it's been going good.
Well, I have to ask because I know some other go-go boys as well. Did you like being a go-go boy when you worked at Savoy?
I think it was fun. I don't think I was ready yet.
And fair enough, fair enough. Well, if you could leave our listeners with one message about, love, acceptance, and just being true to yourself, what message would you want to leave them?
Yeah, I would say, not everything has to be out in the open right away.
Hmm.
If it makes you feel more comfortable, at least if you're still trying to figure things out, like, you know, have a space to yourself, get comfortable with those things, and when you are ready, just full send it. Like don't hide as much as you need to, and don't be afraid to try new things. And as
Yeah,
you are trying those things, like I said, as long as you have your safe space to yourself, if no one's going to see it, no one's going to hear it, do whatever you like. Give yourself that comfort and that safety, and you'll be good to
yeah,
go.
there you go. Well, I know you are a crafty pup as well. You do a lot of things with leather. You want to tell us a little bit about the stuff you do? And I know I can see some of it hanging on your wall behind you.
Yeah, so outside of leather work, I kind of am an ADHD goblin when it comes to crafts. I do a bunch of other stuff. But I do paint. I have this huge CNC machine right behind me. And I come from a custom fabrication background in
Oh,
terms of my
nice.
career. But as far as like out of all my hobbies, they've all kind of culminated into starting leather work. Because I have that painting background, I have that crafting background. I can use a CNC machine to make my templates, and it just kind of makes things easy. I'm also kind of getting into like making patterns and drafts for like shirts and pants and other kind of leather gear.
Oh,
But
nice.
right now, I'm only really making like collars, harnesses, and then I'll show you in a minute. I do have a couple of bags and things that I've been working on as well.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know. That's where I think I know you from is those famous puppy backpacks that you make that are just incredible and everything. I really do like them. Well, we'll come back to that and you can show us later. But what advice would you give someone who is just now starting to embrace their identity? And we could be talking their LGBTQIA plus identity, or even maybe they've done that and they're in the pup community and they're looking at that identity.
I feel like in this day and age, like coming out of the closet and kind of getting accustomed to that, like there's plenty of support stories, but when it comes to coming out as a puppy and like getting into that scene, it can be pretty tough for people. Um, I would say, like, especially when you go to your first event, it is overwhelming. There's a lot of
Hmm.
people. A lot of people have made very good friends with themselves and they've been staying in their little circles, but just don't be afraid to say hello. And then if you are looking for something, try to find the people who share the same like interests as you. I mean, I know myself, Blue, Snowflake, and some of the other admins from Hound Pound. Like, if we see you, we'll say hi and try to get to know you and try to pair you up with the best people. But some people don't have that opportunity. But you only get as many opportunities as you allow yourself to have. So if you just kind of
Yes.
sit there in a corner and you're off by yourself being skittish, you're not going to meet new people. They're not going to know who you are. Um, you might be lucky to have some of them come up to you and talk to you, but if it's an event where you're just kind of sitting there by yourself, take that leap of faith and just go ahead and talk to somebody, say hi, introduce yourself, show the energy that you want back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, you mentioned the Hound Pound, and I know you play a role with that, but tell me what it is and what kind of role you play with the Hound Pound.
Yeah, so I want to say about like 5 or 6 years now. Odin, 3D, and a couple of other puppies helped found the Hound Pound. At that point, I was the like being a go-go dancer, so it was easy for me to get an event space for us together. And it started off with like 13 people, and then eventually kind of grew in size. But at that point in time, I was the host. And I did a good 2 years of hosting before we kind of passed off the torch to Blue and Snowflake.
Hmm.
Right now, all I do is the promotional flyers. I do all the digital assets and all the art direction for things. And I try to help get that underway. And I also kind of help Blue and Snow plan some of the events and try to get some of the finer details worked out.
Awesome. Well, I know I've been a part of it now for a few years, and I still love being a part of the Hound Pound. It's a great group of pups, and we certainly have a good time.
I'm glad to hear.
Well, this question is all about, talent, and I know you have several talents there, but if you had the ability to master one talent right now, what would you choose to master?
Uh, I mean, yeah, I've tried quite a bit. But I would say if I could learn how to master one talent, I think it would be being a social butterfly. I know I just said like you kind of have to go out and talk to people and introduce yourself, but I can be a little shy sometimes. I can be a little prickly. Um, but it's just I'm so far into the art stuff. Sometimes it's a little hard to connect to people, especially if not many people are into the art things as you do, and all you get back is kind of like, "Oh, that's nice, that's cool, awesome." It doesn't really make way for conversation. So, if I could learn how to be a social butterfly and kind of be as awesome as Odin is with that, or even Snowflake, um,
Yes.
I would give up anything for that. So.
Yeah, yeah. When you mention Pup Odin and Snowflake, I always just think of that they will never ever meet a stranger
No, they're
because
ready for
they just
getting to
go
know
up
you.
and talk to anybody,
Yep.
which is good. I'm not saying that's bad, but yeah, definitely. So, what does community mean to you?
I've like for me, especially with the Hound Pound in mind and everything, even outside of puppy stuff or LGBTQ, like in terms of community, like it should be kind of like a small network of friends where if you're in a rough situation, you have places to go, people to talk to. If you need to learn something, if you need to borrow something, like those people are there for you. And
Hmm.
especially with the Hound Pound specifically, even if they may not know you all that well, they're more than willing to help you out. And it is a nice place to exist as yourself and enjoy the things that you like to enjoy and connect with people with those various aspects. Not everybody's going to like everything, but you will find people there to, connect with and spend time with. And I think that's really important.
I agree with you. Well, over the years, what challenges have you faced, and how have you been able to overcome them?
So in college, I was not very social. I didn't make many friends. I didn't go out very much. Uh, I kind of became a go-go boy at that time to kind of force myself to go into the deep end,
Okay.
kind of learn how to talk to people and how to meet people. And then over the years, I've just gotten better and better at it. I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it, but it was definitely a challenge for me to start opening up socially and to trust people and to make friends.
So I know this gives us a chance to take a look at the backpacks that you actually make. Do you have one close by you could show us?
Yes, sir. Ugh. So I have these wonderful things made. So back when I was a go-go boy and also when the events were kind of young, I needed a solution to kind of like store all my clothes and stuff while I was switching in and out in case, you didn't have a locker. So I made them just big enough to fit most of your gear to get there, and then also to fit your outfit while you're switched out. Um, and it should be enough to fit just one outfit, couple of toys, maybe a couple essentials if you need them. Um, two pouches, quite simple. They're made to match your hood.
Those are so
Right now,
so freaking adorable.
oh yeah. I only have a couple of colors right now in these versions. So I have the red one that I just showed you, the yellow and the blue, and then I also have these pink ones.
Oh
Now,
wow.
I do make some of them by hand. I've made Odin's, I've made my husband's one. I'm actually in the process of remaking his, but to match his muzzle. Um, and then I have mine that I'm making out of leather to match mine.
Oh wow, that is so awesome. I love that. Wow. Such a talent. Well, if
Thank you.
someone would want to reach out to you, maybe they want to order one of those backpacks. How's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do have a business page. Um, I do have a little card, but it's at Where Jack Wears on Instagram.
Okay.
Otherwise, for my puppy Instagram, if you just kind of want to follow me there, it's just going to be Where Pup Jack.
Okay. Awesome. Well, any last words before we sign off here?
Yeah, make more art. Do the crafty things. Make better gear.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, we're Pup Jack. It's been awesome getting to talk to you. I know we've tried this a couple of times and stuff. I think we finally got one that's going to work. So, again, thank you again for wanting to be on here. I really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you for having me.
See you later.
Bye.